Hey again. Oh, I don't have my thing on. Wait. My disco ball. Okay, it's on. Even though I'm like recording during the daytime, I just put my blanket over my windows because, you know, want to keep the aesthetic. But that's not what we're here to talk about today, is it? No. You clicked on this video because you probably don't like counselors, and if you do, well then you haven't had the counselors that I have had. And I'm not just talking about counselors, not the ones you pay for, not like therapists. I mean school counselors and counselors provided by the school. So, you're probably wondering, okay, so what's up with the school counselors? Well, ever since my first real encounter with my school counselor back in middle school, which is where everything was going down, she infantilized me. I get it, I was a kid, but also I was going through crazy stuff back then, and you shouldn't be doing that. So that's one of the things that made me mad. The second thing that made me mad is the way that she kind of watered down everybody's problems. Not everybody, just my friend, who had a genuine concern about, you know, whether or not they should get diagnosed with something, and she just kind of like laughed at them. So, that's two. I remember they called me and I was fuming out of my fucking ears. I was so angry. It was so bad. I saw her coming down the hallway for like the kids from the other school, and I gave her an evil glare. Trust me, it was that bad. There was a lot of stuff going on, and I felt like she didn't do what she was supposed to. I was so surprised by the way that she acted when my friend was telling her this. I couldn't believe she actually got a degree. I feel like the requirements to be a counselor aren't strict enough, because this is actually ridiculous how every single one of them acts the same and doesn't really care. All they're there to do is to stand there and say, we care for these kids. Oh, you kids respect each other. Stop bullying. Bullying is bad. No shit. But you still don't do anything about it. So, how about the second counselor that I had? The counselor that I had now, thank goodness, for middle school. Well, so I got called a slur by somebody at my school online. I showed her all the receipts. I was hoping to at least get the girl a detention because I am so sick of her and she's picked on me for years. And if I did something, tell me so I can apologize instead of constantly harassing me, being fake nice, giving me fake compliments, and so on. Just tell me what I did wrong if I did anything wrong. So I showed her all these receipts of her calling me a slur, trying to get somebody else to call me a slur. And you know what she did like a couple weeks later? She called me into her office and she was like, you can contact the police department about it. Are you serious? And I was like, I was being so kind. I remember, it's because I was so confused. Like, what do you mean contact the police department over school bullying? You should be the one to do something. What are we talking about? And so I'm like, she's like, oh, you should contact the police department for harassment. I'm like, okay, no thanks. And I left. And later on, I was still getting talked about her, like, keep my name out of your mouth, please. She's been doing this for years, and so I'm finally sick of it because she's in the same class as me, and she was telling a teacher that I really like, my director, that she got yelled at by someone for no reason when she was actually talking bad about me. That was my final straw. I looked back at her and mouthed, not my director, and I mouthed, because she was talking about me. And she rolled her eyes, and I talked to her at the end of class, and I told her all the things that this girl did, and she didn't even like her because she was she was such a suck up to all the teachers just so she can do whatever she wants in class, like sit anywhere she wants, and she gets to push around all the teachers. It's ridiculous, and I hate being in the same classes as her because she's insufferable. But anyways, so later on, she apparently talked to the principal, and she asked me if the principal talked to me. I'm like, no. And she's like, well, the things that the girl did to you could probably get her suspended. I'm like, well, one, I don't really want to do that. I feel like it's not worth my time, and also I feel like that would get her on me more. I don't want her. I don't want to converse with, I just want her to leave me alone. That's it. I don't feel like suspending her will really do anything for me. I mean, maybe an apology, which I may never get, would be fine. But we know that's not going to happen. Because, you know, she just pretends like she never did it. Anyways, so I'm like, no, that's fine. And also the principal never talked to me, so that's like an extra addition onto nobody cares if you're getting bullied. And it's funny, because the only thing that they did, really, because I talked to my director about it, I complained to my director, not even the counselor about it, they finally got me moved away from her in class. So why did that do something? But talking to the school counselor, who's supposed to be there to support the kids, didn't do anything. Told me to talk to the police department about it. How can I take you seriously? And that's not the only thing that she did that made me a little mad. She's also done a lot of other things that are like normal for school counselors to. She doesn't do her job, yet she's still up in everybody's business. She'll come up to tables and she'll be like, what's going on here? If one of the kids are sitting at a different table. Well, that's not your business, for one. And for two, not like you care. So stop pretending to do your job. We know you're not doing it. That's it. So I think my mama's home. Never mind. Okay. So I also remember, this is just one of the things that just ticked me off. It probably doesn't matter as much, but I was just drawing stuff because I was done with the state test, because I took my math state test in her room, and I was just drawing and writing down all the names of kaiju characters, and like in alphabetical order too, which it's not like it was my prized possession, but whatever. But I was drawing stuff, and it could have been important, and so I leave it there with my laptop, because we come back after lunch to get it. And so I go and get it, and I'm like, okay, so where's the papers that I wrote on? And I grab my laptop, and I look at her trash can. Face up, they're in there. Okay. What? You didn't even ask if it was important to me. So I go out into the hallway because she's standing there watching all the kids go and stuff and making whatever, supervise, I don't know. And I'm like, so why did you throw my papers away? And she's like, oh, I didn't think you needed those. I thought they were just, no, there's no excuse. Because the only papers that she would need to take would be the ones that we wrote on for the state test. There was no reason that she should have thrown my papers that I drew on, that I wrote on, into the trash can. And so she's like, oh, I can take them out. It's a clean trash can. I could print them for you. And I know this seems petty of me. I'm like, no. And I tried, like, during this entire conversation, I tried to walk away from her at least 4 times, and she would not stop talking. You shouldn't have done it in the first place. So, whatever. And I heard the high school counselor's just as bad, so I'm just so excited for that. I'm just absolutely giddy. It's ridiculous. Now, on to counselors provided by the school. Now, this is a lot worse. Now, if counseling works for you, I just want to preface or whatever. If counseling works for you, that's amazing. That's great. Keep doing it. This isn't to discourage anybody from going to counseling. That's a good thing. If it's working for you, do that. Anyways, so I've had a long history with counselors provided by the school, okay? And it's never been good. So it started with this one lady, this entire one company or whatever, and it was around 6th grade. And so this one blonde lady, she sat with me in class, and I don't know what she was trying to ask me, or like, maybe she was asking me why I wasn't working. We know my problems with math, okay? And I was really nervous, and I didn't want to talk, at all, and so I just kind of went mute for a good minute, for a while, and didn't talk to her there the entire time. But like, she was like, I can't help you if you're not gonna talk to me, which is understood, but she should have seen the absolute fear and terror in my eyes when she was saying that kind of stuff. I only don't talk when I'm scared and kinda over the top and nervous. And I don't know how she didn't know that. I don't understand how she didn't get that. Because these people, they're supposed to be, like, licensed, right? Or, like, they're supposed to at least know something, right? I feel like all of the counselors I've had underestimated me. Like, they think, oh, this is just some kid with attention deficit and also anxiety and also autism and also every other thing. and they think, oh, well, this will be easy. No. Because they don't even know where to start. And then they kind of, like, give up. And they kind of stop talking to me. And then I get passed around, which I'm gonna get to that. So, sorry. This is for acne. I can't stop picking up my face! And it's starting to bother me because it's so hot in here. Okay, so that bothered me. And then another girl, I was being taken into this one room, and I was talking about the characters I have. And I was explaining how important these characters are to me and these stories are to me, and I wanted to talk about that. And I really wanted to talk about that. I didn't want to talk my camera died. Wait, I forgot. 1 second. I forgot this guy. Okay, my camera died. I'm so glad my camera makes noise, because otherwise I wouldn't have known that it died. So, I was talking about how I didn't want to talk about my problems and make myself more miserable. I was just talking about my characters, making her look through my sketchbook, forcing her to look at my sketchbook. But hey, if it was making me feel better, because the thing was, I didn't have anybody to talk to. That's why I'm a counselor? That's the reason why you're here? Like, I don't know. But she was like, oh, well, let's not talk about that right now. Let's talk about your sleep schedule. No. Lightly to say it, no. No, let's not talk about my sleep schedule. Let's talk about my silly characters who are awesome in that I love. I know you don't care, but the least you can do is listen to me like you're supposed to, because you're a counselor. So, I didn't like that girl very much. And she got fired because I complained to her like, supervisor on accident. So, yeah, I have a long history of getting people fired. Not my problem. I've gotten substitutes kicked off, too. I'll probably talk about that some other time. But, like, yeah, I have a long history with that. You gotta be careful. It's probably why most teachers are scared of me. Also, my long history of... yeah, anyways. So that sucked. I was switched to another girl. I just talked about, like, I don't know, Monster High with her. That's the only thing I can remember. And then I was switched to... I'm skipping over because this is that was as far as I can remember there. But I remember... Was it the summer of going into 7th grade? It was. Okay, so then I was switched over to... Sorry, I can't remember. Okay, so there was this one guy. I don't remember when it was. But he was really cool. He was a counselor for me during the summer, mostly. Like, he was provided by school, but he was one of the only two, maybe, that were okay, that I liked decently. He got me ice cream, so that's probably why. And also, he was, so that made me feel a little better, you know. But the thing is, he was moving to, like, another place. And so then he's gone. And so I don't talk to him anymore. And, so there's that. So, cool. Then, from him, I was switched to this one girl. And she was okay. She was new, I think. She didn't really talk to me, but she was decent. And then she broke her leg. So there's that. Then I was switched to another girl. This is all in, like, this is, like, all in 1 year, by the way. So, like, I'm going back to my friends, and I'm like, this is during the school year now. I'm going to my friends, I'm like, okay, so my counselor broke her leg, so that means I can hang out with you guys on Wednesdays again at lunch. And, so she broke her leg. Then I was switched to another girl. And she was actually very sweet. She was like a sweet old lady. And she was really nice, and she retired on me. She didn't go to the show that I was in, because I was talking about how I got a role in the musical, my first musical, and how I got one of the highest scores on the chart for drama, for the auditions, and she said that she'd go, and she didn't. But she was really nice. She probably forgot. But, yeah. So, I'm pretty sure she retired. And then the girl who broke her leg finally came back. and I was like, I'm really sick of this. Like, this is all in the course of like 3 years, being constantly switched from person to person, and then it's hard to open up to people. I'm recording, right? Yeah, I am. Okay. Sorry. It's really hard to like open up really quickly, and I feel like I'm being observed. I feel like an SCP. I feel like I'm being documented right now, and not now, but like when like I'm talking and I'm trying to open up, and they're like writing down and like eyeing me. So, it just feels a little weird. Like, I'd rather just have no one to talk to, because like I don't even talk to my friends. I'd rather them come and talk to me about their problems, because I'm usually fix-it guy. But me talking to somebody else, they can't do anything, they can't help me, so what's the point? I guess this is why I'm doing this, because I have a lot of stuff to complain about, and people like to hear people complain, especially if it's relatable to them. So there's that. So I just told the lady, okay, I'm done. I have friends now, so I'm gonna go hang out with them at lunch instead of sitting in here and it being really awkward and also having nothing to talk about. That's it, yeah. And plus, the sad thing is, counselors can't find you funny for some reason. I've only met like 1 to 2 that actually laughed at my jokes. Cause, dude, I'm Mr. Funny Guy. Come on. I get it. I have all these, mental illnesses, but you can at least laugh. It's supposed to be funny. You can laugh. Just, that's it. That's all I need. Validation. But, yeah. I don't like counselors. They usually never understood me. And school counselors for school, not school-provided counselors, are just straight up not good at their jobs, and they feel like they don't even really have a position. That they're just there for the parents to feel better, like, oh, go talk to your school counselor. I don't know. Did you talk to the school counselor? Yes. You know what you did? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. So, like and subscribe. Comment if you relate. I'm sorry, I'm so done.